Hello again to another agricultural reaction. Today we will be watching Geography Now from Geography Now of Ireland because it's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. Let's jump into it. I'm living in Ireland nearly 20 years and I like to think that I know some of the geography of Ireland, but I'm probably gonna learn something new. So.
Hey everyone, we've reached the land of 1/8 of my own heritage, Ireland, which means I'm probably a far off distant cousin of our favorite Irishman, Potter! For those who don't know, Potter has helped us out in many of the animations in the past, and Potter has been such a great guy, so we decided to fly Potter out here to literally be in Potter's own country's video. Potter, you rock, man.
It's pronounced Potter.
It's time to learn geography.
No! Too late. I've been calling you Potter for like 2 years now. I'm not changing my mind. Anyway, we've reached Ireland.
And I'm here to correct him if he gets anything wrong. So don't worry, lads.
Yeah, that is so true, Potter.
So that's what that feels like. The Emerald Isle. Europe's rain shield. The McNugget. Ireland is loaded with so many notable spots and regions.
And there's a town called Dingle. First of all, Ireland is the third largest island in Europe, located in the
actually a really
North
nice
Atlantic
town.
Ocean, separated from Great
Not
Britain
far
by
from
the
where I
North
live.
Channel, the Irish Sea, and St. George's Channel. Did you notice how I deliberately avoided British Isles?
Yeah, good call.
Now, here's where things get a little confusing. Ireland's subdivisions. Let's just get it over with quick and fast.
So when discussing
them.
the independence over the state, most people are referring to the Republic of Ireland, which
Oh,
makes
yeah.
up these
Oh, Northern
5/6
Ireland, the
of the
Republic of
island.
Ireland.
And unless mentioned otherwise, this is the Ireland we'll be mostly discussing in this episode.
To this day, the last fifth northern part of Ireland here is actually part of the UK, and it doesn't even quite know exactly what to label itself. Some call it a province, some say it's a region, some say it's a constituent country, but the point is, the UK holds on to it.
Which, as you can imagine, has created some interesting feelings in the past with the Irish.
It's weird though, because the people here can choose their own citizenship, be it British, Irish, or both. On the west side, the North Ireland border just juts into the farmland, ending at a small village called Manger, and provides a 7-kilometer wide corridor to the town of Bundoran for the rest of the Republic to enter into Donegal County.
And then you have the strange Penne enclave right across the Finn River, with only a 1/10 of a kilometre wide entrance that Ireland grabbed and is still part of Monaghan County. This, in return, gave a small exclave to the
That's
UK,
interesting.
an unnamed patch of land with only 3 small farming homes.
The only way to get in besides swimming across the river would be by taking the most name-switched international road on the island, the Irish N54, which turns into the A3 highway once you cross into Northern Ireland. Then it switches back into the N54 once you cross into the exclave. Then it reverts back to the A3 again for about 2 kilometers, and then back to the N54 once you cross back into the Republic of Ireland. So literally, it's like Irish, British, Irish, British, Irish.
Or as I like to call it, my dating life. Also, the UK was like, instead of following the Foyle River all the way up to Foyle Loch, why don't we just swerve left through the farmland to take the entire city of Derry? Because hey, logic! Basically, to an Irish person, the entire island of Ireland, including Northern Ireland, is just Ireland.
So if you consider the administrative divisions, the Republic of Ireland is divided into 26 counties. However, many also include the extra 6 from Northern Ireland and call it 32. But then there's the 2 city and county councils, Limerick and Waterford, and the 3 city councils, Dublin, Galway, and Cork, making 31 local authorities in the Republic of Ireland, and technically 37 again if you include Northern Ireland's counties, and the capital of Dublin.
Sounds about right.
Okay, yeah,
job.
I got that right.
What about
Historically,
Belfast?
though,
Is that not
Ireland was
separate?
also kind of split into 4 provinces that many people still refer to today.
And I remember those! Connacht, Leinster, Munster, and I mean Munster, and Connacht, Leinster, Munster, and Connacht, Leinster, Munster, Ulster. There you go.
Leinster, Munster, and Ulster.
Leinster,
Ireland is
sorry,
often
I
referred
mispronounced
to as
it.
Ulster, as it encompasses most of the counties that make up the historical province.
Otherwise, the largest cities after Dublin are Cork and Limerick, with the largest airports being Dublin, Cork, and Shannon airports. Keep in mind, if Northern Ireland was included in this, Belfast would take the number 2 spots on each of those lists.
In addition to being an island itself, Ireland also hosts hundreds of smaller little islands and islets, the most populated ones being Great Island by Cork, Achill Island in Mayo, and Gorumna and the Aran Islands in Galway.
Finally, some places of interest across Ireland might include places like Trinity College,
The Guinness Storehouse,
the
Been
Neolithic
there?
tomb of
Haven't
Newgrange,
seen
which
it.
is older than the pyramids of Giza,
the Rock of Cashel,
Glendalough
Haven't
and
seen
Wicklow,
it.
Blarney Stone
Nope.
of Cork,
I've
that
seen
island
it.
that was filmed at the end of Star Wars is called Skellig Michael.
Tory Island, which kinda has like
Haven't
its
been
own
there,
king.
but I've seen it from far out, because it's like, if you do the Ring of Kerry, you can actually see that island, the Skellig Island.
Scotia's grave where an Egyptian princess is buried, supposedly. I didn't know about that one.
You didn't even know that. Wow. I just found it off of Atlas Obscura. The Mound of Hostages,
Cicada Fields.
the Sky Garden.
Hookhead Lighthouse, the oldest continuously used lighthouse still operating in Europe.
So you live right next to it.
Yeah.
Sean's Bar, the oldest surviving pub and possibly the entire world.
And of course, way too many churches, abbeys, castles, dolmens, tombs, everything else to list.
Way too many of them.
Way too many.
Oh, and avoid Temple Bar, right, in Dublin. That's like a tourist trap, and you can't actually meet any real Irish people there. It's just don't go there. Don't go to Temple Bar.
Give it a miss. Go to Coppers.
Coppers.
Yeah.
Ah, beer. You guys know your way around the pint, don't you?
Oh, well, Irish people do, but I don't actually drink.
Oh, okay.
After that manic code.
Oh, yeah. Ireland is very green. The end.
Alright, so there's a little bit more to it than that.
Ireland is a post-glacial carved mineral and sandstone island with about 12 small mountain ranges, the majority of which are located in the north, west, and south.
You'll notice looking at the map that the east coast of Ireland seems to be relatively smooth and straight, whereas the west coast of Ireland seems to be all choppy and serrated with inlets and peninsulas. Almost like if you took a ball of clay and just spread it across a flat surface in one direction.
One direction.
Anyway, the tallest peak is Mount Carntool at about 1,000 meters.
The longest and most important river being the River Shannon.
And a large lake on the entire island being Loch Ness in Northern Ireland. However, if we're talking about the Republic of Ireland, the largest would be Loch Corran in West Galway.
The west side is also home to the most notable natural landmark, the Cliffs of Moher, that rise
there.
about 120 meters straight up from the ocean.
Otherwise, you have the Sleevely Cliff a bit further up north, and in the UK's Northern Ireland, you have the Giant's Causeway, a series of hexagonal
Haven't been in
volcanic
north yet,
boat
so-
steps that just jut into the ocean side.
I love how you say that. Hexagonal.
Hexagonal.
Hexagonal. Now, despite being located fairly north in latitude, Ireland actually experiences a strange weather phenomena in which it actually kind of acts like a rain shield for the UK. It takes all the warm air released by the North Atlantic Gulf Stream that starts all
Pretty
the way
warm
from the
here in
Caribbean.
general.
This means that although Ireland is on the same relative latitude as Newfoundland, Canada, they remain about 9 degrees Celsius or about 17 degrees Fahrenheit warmer, rarely reaching the freezing point, which in return means they hardly ever get snow. However, that again in return means Ireland gets a ton of rain. Like seriously, over half the year is drenched. You only get like 2 months of sunshine, and then it's back to the downpour. I mean, wouldn't that make you guys like kind of depressed?
Why do you think drinking's a thing in Ireland? Speaking of which, the abundance of rain allows Ireland to actually flourish in flora and agriculture, giving it its trademark green colour. Common crops being spuds, sugar beets, and grains like barley, oats, and wheat, which as you can imagine has a large portion that goes towards Ireland's most famous product, beer.
Beer! Ireland without beer is like Mexico without tacos, Koreans without kimchi, Argentinians without salsa, Bob Saget without his telekinetic laser vision.
Yeah, beer culture is such an integral part of being Irish that even priests and nuns get in on the action and share a pint of Guinness.
Which, by the way, the Bible never condemns alcohol, just drunkenness, so know your limits.
Yeah, we go to confessional a lot.
Otherwise, some top notable Irish dishes might include things like
Box tea,
potato bread,
brown soda bread,
bacon and cabbage,
too many stews to list like coddle and Irish stew, black pudding, oysters, and Guinness. And overall, you can find potatoes cooked in various ways with like everything.
In addition, Ireland is also the perfect habitat for about 26 species of mammals like the red fox,
European hedgehog,
the stoat,
pygmy shrew,
and badger, and the one land
Pygmy
reptile
shrew.
that is native to the country, the viviparous lizard.
Speaking of which, no, the story of St. Patrick driving all the snakes out of Ireland was probably not true. Ireland most likely never had snakes due to its geographic isolation from the rest of Europe, and also St. Patrick probably wasn't Irish, he was Welsh.
Yeah, lots of misconceptions when it comes to Irish people. Which brings us to... Hey,
Demographics is gonna be interesting right now because that was made in what 2017. So I don't know. Did they do like demographics of general? Well, we'll see. We'll see. I guess I should have pressed play as well on the ad. So, but well, 2017. So I wouldn't be surprised if like Polish people, including myself, it's the biggest minority, I believe, after British, or not even. Probably it could be even biggest, and then we'll see. Oh, that was quick! Oh wow, that was so quick that they even started talking. I couldn't be able to put the freaking stop on it. So there you go.
when it comes to Irish people. Which brings us to... Hey, so Potter, Patter. So what does it mean to be Irish?
Oh, we're all about the crack in Ireland, so we are.
Yeah, crack. What? Crack?
Crack every day and night of the week. We love the crack, so I do.
Freeze! Hands work! See them!
Common misconception. See, we're not actually talking about drugs, we're talking about...
Resisting arrest!
We're not...
First of all, Ireland has
Okay.
about 4.8 million people, over 6 million if you include Northern Ireland, and has the highest birth rate in the EU. About 83% of the country identifies as ethnically Irish, whereas about 9.5% are white of other nationalities, whereas the remainder of the country is other groups like Asians, blacks, and who knows, probably some magical wizards or something.
So the country uses the euro as their currency. They also use the type G plug outlet, and they drive on the left side of the road.
Now, thanks to modern media, everyone probably has at least a little bit of exposure to the stereotypical Irish culture one way or another. You know, like river dance or leprechauns or river dancing leprechauns.
Still
But there's an
haven't seen
entire world
Riverdance.
to the deep-rooted Irish identity. First of all, the language.
Technically, Ireland, or at least the Republic of Ireland, is a bilingual country that uses both Irish and English, although English is used far more often than Irish ever is. The Irish language is related to other Celtic-based languages spoken in Scotland, Wales, and to some extent Brittany
Manx.
in France.
Just when you thought you were safe after the Iceland episode, Irish comes along and suddenly M and H make a B sound, D and H make a G or Y sound, B, H, and F sometimes make like a W sound.
Alright, Paul, let's see you take a shot at saying these words.
Alright. R-I-G-late.
Nope, Ariglat, it means go on.
Tavatak.
Nice
I'm not
try.
going
It's
to
talked of,
attempt
it
it.
means important.
Letras.
Nah, Lehers, it means toilet.
Feilnacht.
Actually, that was just one I made up. But nice try.
For a long time, the language was suppressed and discouraged by the English-speaking
That's
rulers to
true.
the point where a couple of generations were greatly affected and grew up barely knowing their own native tongue.
Today, the language has seen a huge resurgence and is one of the core subjects in most primary and secondary schools. Although less than half the population claims to be fluent in Irish and only a few communities actually speak it regularly in daily life, the Irish language still survives into the 21st century.
All the public signs are posted in both languages. They even have an Irish-speaking TV channel, radio station, and even an online newspaper. In order to get a real feel of Ireland, though, you kind of have to know a little bit of history, which will take way too long to explain, but in the quickest way we can put it,
Stone Age,
Celtic culture comes in.
Chiefdoms,
High Kings,
Christianity,
Vikings,
Normans,
castles got built.
Black Death,
Henry VIII split from the Catholic Church and attacked.
Ulster Plantation and quasi-English rule, Oliver Cromwell,
Wars,
Theobald Wolfe, who led a failed rebellion.
potato famine,
Sons moved to the US and Scotland.
Gaelic revival,
North doesn't agree.
conflict and persecution against Catholics,
Home rule.
home rule suspended,
World War I, Eastern Rising.
IRA fights,
Irish Civil War.
Free Staters won,
World War II, they remain mostly neutral.
1969 civil rights marches,
Northern Ireland gets more drama.
they joined the EU,
Good Friday Agreement.
Celtic Tiger,
Financial crisis, but they still grow and move forward.
and here we are today.
As mentioned, the largest ethnic group of people in Ireland, the Irish, come from a long line of people known as the Celts or the Celtic.
It's Celtic, Boston. Celtic.
Not Celtic.
Thousands of years ago, the Celts roamed all across continental Europe. However, the rise of empires and warring people groups kind of pushed them all the way west into the Isles.
And the Celts had an incredibly complex system of tribes or clans of families that dominated certain regions with their own chiefs and kings. This is partially why so many people in Ireland have Mech, or the almost exclusively Irish use O prefixes in their last names, which translates to son or descendant. Prior to Christianity, Celts were primarily farmers and cattle herders with pagan and druid roots.
With some controversial practices recorded by the Romans.
Christianity came in, and then Catholicism played a huge role, even to this day.
However, certain ancient traditions still lived on, like the festival of Samhain.
Sound.
Really? What? I thought M and H make a V sound.
Nah, it depends. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Your language.
Sound later became known as Halloween, which became popularized and is celebrated all across the world today.
However, originally they used to use turnip lanterns, not pumpkins.
Folklore and tradition is strong. We've all heard of leprechauns, but there's also Fionn McCool and the Fianna of the Fenian cycle, Cuchulainn the Hound, Deirdre and Grania, similar to the Princess
There's
Yvonne
some of
and
them, yeah.
Tristan in Arthurian legend, and so much more.
And the two most popular sports, which are almost never played anywhere else in the world, Gaelic football.
And hurling.
Oh yeah, that's like a Irish Quidditch or something, right?
Oh yeah, this is a hurl.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. How do you play with that?
Why don't we ask Jason Statham?
Speaking of which,
Okay.
there is no universal Irish accent. You get different dialects from
Yep.
different regions. For example,
Oh, this tosser thinks he's great. Now he's on YouTube. I'll wrap this hole round his neck. Big fat head on him.
Well, I came home on a Monday night as drunk could be. I don't know who you are
He still
or
has
where
his
you
own.
are, and I will find you and return this wallet.
dude, thank God you came here because I would have offended the entire country and gotten stabbed within hours of upload if I attempted that. Otherwise, some famous people of Irish descent might include people
A lot
like
of people.
Oscar Wilde,
Yeah.
James Joyce,
Bram Stoker,
Samuel Beckett,
chemist Robert Boyle,
Graham Norton,
Terry Wogan,
the Irish PewDiePie guy,
U2 and Bono,
the Script,
the Dubliners,
Phil Lynott, whom I incorrectly referred to as Philly Knott in the Guyana episode. Sorry about that.
the Cranberries,
Enya,
Hosier, the Rubber Bandits,
the dude from One Direction,
Colin Farrell,
Cillian Murphy,
Brendan Gleeson,
Jackson. Saoirse Ronan. I got that!
Nail it. Maureen O'Hara.
Richard Harris.
And Northern Ireland, Liam Neeson.
And Michael Fassbender is half Irish, so I guess it kind of counts.
Yeah. Some guy called Conor McGregor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor. Oh, and according to that one Malaysian guy from Flag Friday, Westlife and Boyzone. Otherwise, we could go on and on about the rich, complex layers of music, dance, literature, symbolism, artifacts, traditions, festivals, clothing, customs, and legends. But that would take way too long. And if you want to know more, just watch any episode of Fair City or Father Ted.
Or you could just...
Father Ted is brilliant.
As well.
Nah, TV's better. TV never gets anything wrong.
Yeah,
In the meantime,
right.
Ireland's Friend Zone in 3, 2, 1.
The what? Irish Friend Zone? What's that supposed to be? I can't remember. I haven't really watched... I watched it recently, but I don't know what's going on. And, yeah, obviously. Irish culture is very rich, especially in music. I think a lot have to do with the fact that it's raining so much, because it's all kind of connected if you think about it. Excuse me. So it's raining a lot, so you can't really spend a lot of time outside. So this is where the pubs coming in. People are congregating and talking and spending time together in the pubs, because under the roof, yeah. So they have some drinking as well, like the beer and stuff like that. Have good time and all that. And then when you have bits of alcohol, you start singing, and this is where the whole music and culture comes in. Oh no, not the long ads again. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is how it is. Anyway, when I came to Ireland, I came from Spain, from Tenerife. But when I went to Spain, I went from Poland, obviously, but that was like end of November, so everything was kind of like dead. Like obviously Poland have this actual winter with snow and stuff, but like October, November often doesn't have the snow, but all of the plants, it's actually kind of like dead because it's cold, but it's not cold enough for the snow to fall and cover that all up, so it's like grey and kind of mundane and all that. So when I went to Spain, it was nice and colorful, but by the time I was leaving Spain in April, it was too hot there, so everything started dying because it was dry, so everything was like brown, mundane again. And I came to Ireland, and yep, I understand where the name of Emerald Isle comes in, because I came to Ireland in April. So everything was freshly green, the grass, everything was blooming, everything, it was absolutely beautiful. So yeah. Yeah, I'll see you in a second. Bye! And I'm back. So let's just jump into it and see what else is there. There's not much time left. It's actually like maybe 3 minutes left.
No matter where you find them in this world, you know you're going to be lucky when you find an Irishman.
First of all, as an EU member state, Ireland has strong ties to many of their continental neighbours, specifically the Catholic countries like France and Spain. The French and the Irish have a long history of joining up in the squabbles against the British.
And about 60% of students in secondary school learn French. Spain is not only close and does good business, but it's also the #1 tourist destination for the Irish, as about a quarter of their entire population visits at least once a year.
Some holidays.
The Lithuanians have been flocking to Ireland since the 90s after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and make up the 3rd largest immigrant group after the British and the Polish.
But keep in mind, the Polish, they like go everywhere, so it's no shocker. I mean, remember how they made up like 8% of Iceland's population? Now, despite the past drama, Ireland gets along pretty well with the UK.
Yeah, we
a lot
did
of
go
their imports
everywhere,
come
that's
from
true.
them, and the Irish are an almost integral part of the common British atmosphere, as so many of them live there.
And nonetheless, the best friends of Ireland would actually probably be Scotland in the UK and the USA. Scots and the Irish are Celtic brothers that have shared cultures since the beginning, as well as some of the same strifes and struggles.
Tons of Irish moved to Liverpool after the potato famine and were generally welcomed by their cousins. I mean, horrible accents aside, have you seen that one scene in Braveheart where the Irish mercenaries backstabbed the British and joined their Scottish cousins? Yeah, like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The USA, though, is like their favorite younger.
I haven't seen that movie in years.
Not only do about 30% of their
But Braveheart was filmed in Ireland. I know
exports
that.
go to the US, but after the potato famine, hundreds of thousands of Irish came flocking into Ellis Island, and to this day, about 35 million Americans claim to have either partial or full Irish heritage. The largest concentrations on the East Coast in New England. That's about 7 times the population of Ireland itself.
It even got to me somehow. Thank you, Grandpa I never met. In conclusion, I'm actually gonna give this to you, man. Take it away.
Thank you, Paul. In conclusion, Ireland has had to Conor McGregor its way through war, famine, economic recession, terrible leprechaun rapping, and Gerard Butler's horrible accent in P.S. I Love You. Seriously, man, you're Scottish. It shouldn't be that hard. But through all that, we've managed to be the coolest kid on the block, despite a few emotional issues here and there. We're pretty rad, if I say so myself. Go on, Ireland, you beautiful, drunken mess of a nation, you. And you know what? In honor of your 1/8 Irish lineage, I've decided to bestow on you the title of kind of Irish, I guess. Here's 1/8 of an Irish shamrock. tied on with a piece of sellotape.
Wow, thanks, Potter, even though I always get your name wrong, so, yeah.
You do.
Oh.
Title revoked.
No, okay, come on.
Been through this.
Okay, so it's like ladder, but patter, right?
I don't think I ever met anyone called Padder in Ireland.
Score. Stay tuned. Israel is coming up next.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, that was funny, and obviously they're always funny, those videos about the geography now. And yeah, so what I'm doing, well, obviously I'm recording this ahead. I'm not sure what I'll be doing on St. Patrick's Day. Usually I'm working, but this time I'll be off. So I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, what you think about this video? I think it was really good. I learned a few new things as well. And that was kind of interesting, especially I've been here quite a long time. I would never even attempt to pronounce any of the Irish words. I can say falte. I think I mispronounced it right now, so I can't say it. And yeah, some of the names I can spell and pronounce, but that's just some of them. And I often still find some of the names that basically they still surprise me about the spelling and pronunciation. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.